Today we're at the Linwood Nature Center and just wanted to give a quick tour of this amazing little refuge in Gainesville that's very accessible and highlight some of the opportunities for people of all abilities, showing that outdoor areas can be accessible and enjoyable. So come along as I show you some of the great benefits of the Linwood Nature Preserve here in Gainesville off of Thompson Bridge Road. We wanted to show you how accessible the center is. There's parking out here on the main road, and it's a wood chipped parking area, but it's ample for several cars. Or if you need a little more direct access, when you pull in the driveway, there are 2 parking spaces right here that are accessible, as well as today the gate happens to be open, but it's only for maintenance. But as you can see, not a bad parking spot, but at least if nobody else is here, you have plenty of room to get in and out of your car. And the area does have a little bit of a downward slope, but it's very manageable with either a manual wheelchair or a power wheelchair, or even with a rolling walker. Right away as you enter the nature preserve, there are 2 viewing platforms that are easily accessible. They do have 1 step on each of them, but a very nice big area where you can just enjoy taking in the different plantings they have here at the entrance to the nature center. Or this is actually one of the best areas to look for birds and other wildlife that frequently come right here at the entrance to the nature center. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the actual community center. They use this center for educational purposes, for demonstration sessions they have, as well as it's the hub for all the native plantings that take place here at this preserve. And right now, obviously in the down season, as things are going dormant, but the variety they have been able to put in place is just quite amazing. And they try to have a lot of educational signage that's easy for anyone to have access to. It's just a really nice option for a lot of the educational and community projects that they have going. And there's, again, several viewing platforms that it does have 1 step that you need to be able to ascend or descend, but there's plenty of room for using a walker, as well as very well designed hand railings at a very safe and appropriate height to allow you to just relax and take in the nature that's right here. Or if you wanted to venture on down some of the trails that I'll show you next. So we've transitioned to the gravel road that extends throughout the property all the way down to the lake. And this is access for the water department, as the sewer system runs the entire length of this roadbed down to one of the treatment facilities. But the nice thing is they rarely have any kind of work projects in the preserve itself, as well as in all the years that I've been coming and enjoying these trails, I don't think I've ever seen one of the water department trucks in the property. This area I'm going to take you to next is one of the many single track trails that are in the preserve, which are a little more difficult, and you want to make sure that you're up to that type of hiking. But just to give you an idea of some of the other options that are here. I just saw one of the birds I've been trying to see here for a while, one of the chipping sparrows that frequents this area quite a bit, and I finally was able to get a picture of him. This was one of my favorite spots to come and just relax, take pictures of birds, or just enjoy the sound of the stream as it's winding through the front of the property here. And there's benches throughout this early section of the trails, as well as pretty much throughout all the trails in the whole preserve. This power line runs throughout the large portion of the property, but it gives a great open space for wildlife, particularly birds. And down the hill behind me, that little ravine type area is where the creek continues. So it's a fantastic place that's still quite easily accessible from the entrance to the preserve to come down and just again relax. There's a couple benches down there, but it's a great place to watch birds as they're foraging in all the different seed plants and weeds that are growing in this area. Some of these sections are a little bit steep, and it's single track through most of these open areas in the power line area. But again, if you take your time and go slow, I think a lot of people would find these trails are quite forgiving, as well as you can easily access the service road that runs throughout the property. This area behind me, you probably can't see it too well on the GoPro camera, used to be part of the water reservoir system for the city of Gainesville back in the early 1800s. This is one of the resources the city had for city water. It has been destroyed. The dam system's been destroyed so the creek can run down to the lake. But it's interesting to see some of the old formations and remnants of that system. This is one of the many side trails throughout the preserve. And as you can see behind me, this has access all the way down to the lake. And on the other side, it is a little bit of an uphill climb, but the trail continues in 2 or 3 different directions above me. I'm pretty sure I just saw a yellow rump warbler that's somewhat rare in this area as well. This is another one of the many benches throughout the preserve that you can enjoy. This one has a view down into the cove here at the lake where the creek enters the lake, and it's also on the primary access road throughout the property. Well, I've reached my turnoff on one of the side trails off the primary access road throughout the property. But I hope this video will encourage you to come out and try visiting Linwood Nature Preserve just north of downtown Gainesville. You can easily access it off Highway 60, also known as Thompson Bridge Road, at either Linwood Drive next to McDonald's on the upper side of the property, or to me the preferable side is Springview Drive, which is just a block south of McDonald's. And that takes you to the primary visitor center and the accessible parking location there. And as I showed earlier in the video, there's multiple options there as far as viewing areas, as well as some of the easy beginning part of the trail system. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and you'll take some time this week to get out and enjoy all the great nature around us.